Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as Awol. Let me get some music started over here. And welcome to another live stream. Hello, Brandy. Hello, Rainbow Haze. Wow, it has been an absolutely bizarre kind of, whoops, wrong buttons. Okay, been a kind of a crazy week over here. Just getting so much accomplished and just doing so much, and it's kind of nice that it's the weekend, and of course I'm still going to be working hard, as you know, kind of what I do. But I have, okay, first off, let me show you. This is an image from 2 weeks ago. Oh, hang on, my buttons aren't working. Hang on, I need to close that. I seem to have not ran this properly. There. Let's see if that works now. Okay, so that was from 2 weeks ago, and this is from yesterday. So let's see, 2 weeks ago, yesterday. Huge improvements, so much accomplished. I'm very pleased with myself. And mind you, you can kind of tell I'm getting closer to the end. Oh, so yeah, okay. New to bracelet making, Randy. Yes. So I guess I'm really an example of where the hobby can go if you do it for like years and years, you know. Well, I say that technically, if you got really inspired, then you could do this whenever you feel like it, because honestly, I do my best to try to simplify the whole thing and to try to teach how this kind of stuff works. So, oh, did something happen? It suddenly says there is nobody there. Huh, weird. My computer's saying weird stuff now. Anyways, so yeah. Hopefully I am inspiring you guys. I know that when I started out, I only knew how to do the candy stripe, and then eventually I learned how to do a chevron, and then from there I almost instantly started coming up with my own little patterns and stuff. And that, I know everybody likes to call it like the dovetail, but for me that was just I thought it looked like the outline looked like a fish, so that's what that one was to me. Mind you, back when I was doing this, we didn't have the internet, so there was no way of like looking up a pattern or even sharing our pattern designs with other people. So it was a very, very different time back then. Kind of, wife and I were talking about a little bit of that kind of nostalgicness earlier, but yeah, I was designing things, and my only way of finding out if people liked it was showing it to my friends. And you know, some friends encouraged me by buying stuff, and some friends encouraged me by telling me that what I was doing was awesome. So yeah, that was so long ago. And mind you, our phones didn't have, well, we didn't have portable phones, and let alone like little cameras on it. So a lot of my really early images were like put onto like a Xerox copier. So yeah, long time since then. And now here I am making the biggest thing that I probably will ever make in my life. Hey, the Gothic Silent Lamb has made it. Hello. And a very hello, good morning kind of thing. Hopefully, I can't imagine how anybody gets up that early. I can't. But fortunately for me, I get to sleep in a bit. Doing well. Doing really well. Kind of excited to be here tonight, trying to think of all the million things. Like I during the week, I think of all these things I want to talk to people who follow me. I want to tell them, you know, interesting anecdotes or lessons in bracelets and stuff. And then like the day comes and I get all like, ooh, all excited, and I have no idea what to say. So I'm trying really hard to remember all the stuff. So, oh, one of the things I know I wanted to talk about was, let's see if the buttons are working now. No, hang on. I'm gonna have to use the mouse for this one. So this is a little sample of some of my clipboards. One is literally a clipboard, the one on the far right. And the others, well, the one next to it on the right is actually a cutting board that works great for a clipboard. And I wanted to bring this up because last week when we were talking about it, I was talking about, you know, how a clipboard makes all the difference in the world. But I might give you the wrong impression. You might be thinking of like the classic kind of clipboard where there's a great big thing on the top of it or whatever that clamps down on the paper. And that's kind of how I started. I used one of those. But as soon as you start to go to larger size bracelets or whatever, it doesn't work so good. The hardware gets in your way. And the reality is all you really need is a board. Simply a cutting board, a board, whatever it is, and a clip. Because with a clip like this, right, you can take the bracelet and take it up over top of your board and then clip everything into place. So that way you can constantly shift your work and keep things going. And a clip like that is only maybe $1, right? And you can use it for years and years, unless of course you get it wet and then they start to rust a bit, but you could probably still use it for a while. But yeah, this way, having a clip like that, it doesn't matter how wide you want to go with your work, it doesn't matter how long you want to go with your work, it'll just make it that much easier. And I didn't want to give the wrong impression that you have to have a certain particular kind of clipboard. It's really, I mean, I've gone into McDonald's and just grabbed an extra tray and used that with a clip, you know, and it works just fine. Mind you, I wouldn't ever steal the tray or anything, but I'm sitting around in the McDonald's for a couple hours making bracelets. I mean, not a big deal, right? So yeah. Right. Yeah, I remember the days when cats used to get me up. Oh man, not fun. I used to have to go to work at 4 in the morning. My cats would wake me up throughout the night, you know, and of course then they want to sleep the whole day while I'm at work because, you know, that's the way cats are. Not fun. So anyways, but yeah. So Brandy, if you're just starting into bracelet making, I definitely recommend the clips. I have a video, one of my really older videos about why clipboards are so useful. It's really short. It's like 2-3 minutes, but it was something that me and the wife put together. It was kind of fun. So yeah, you should probably check that one out. Anyways, let's see what else. Oh yeah, so this is kind of fun. This is another view of like how far I've gotten along. So you can see like I'm working on that little area where it comes down a bit, and then there's just that little bit left at the end. So kinda getting close. I mean, sorta. Definitely within 2 weeks of being done with this row. Definitely. If I really hurry, I might get it done in a week, but I don't want to make promises just in case, you know, just in case like maybe I something comes up or something. But 2 weeks I should be on to the more difficult part, because it'll be more difficult because basically down at the lower end of this, I'm going to have to change a lot of strings. And I was looking at it and trying to see which ones are like the most dramatic. And it turns out it really depends on where, like what road that they were in, because even some of them have whites that need to be changed up soon. So yeah, it's going to be a real challenge. So if you are into like doing large kind of projects in general, you know, something that's longer than what your strings can be, you're probably going to want to check that out, because yeah, it's going to be pretty intense as far as the whole replacing the strings and all that happens. So yeah, so definitely be sure you subscribe if you want to see how that goes. I know that this whole thing of doing the big projects is taking me away from my normal video making process, and I do actually plan on getting back to doing that again, but probably won't be doing it until after this thing's completed. I don't want to have multiple projects on the clipboards. This thing's already hard enough to move on and off of the board as it is. So, and actually, speaking of the clipboards, this is what would you call this? Like, it's for painting. It's only like a, yeah, like a kind of like a canvas thing. It's like a cardboard canvas for like doing acrylic painting or something. I got it at an art store, and it works out pretty good for what I'm doing. It was too big, so I kind of cut it down, but now it fits exactly where I want it to, and yeah, it works out pretty good. So yeah, again, anything can be a clipboard as long as you have a clip and a board. There you go. So yeah. Yeah, I missed the whole going out as well. I'm gonna probably need therapy just to get me reacquainted with being in public again. Been indoors so long. Yeah, we have a lot of cases, considering we're just, you know, a pretty small nation, but most of them are pretty mild cases, so yeah. Let's see, what other cool stuff did I put in here? Oh, I have some other pictures of it. Yeah. I have this one. So that's trying to put it across our dining table. Our dining table fits 6 people, so give you like an idea of the length. It's huge. Way huge. So yeah. This one. Oh. Neba? Yeah. Naba. Hello. And welcome back. It's nice, you know, I really do like the whole notion, like it seems like the same people always coming back. I think that's kind of fun. So, anywho, let's see. What else was I going to tell you guys about? So I was telling you about the clipboards and how that is awesome. Mind you, I have so many clips. Like, you can kind of see off in the bottom corner here a couple of the clips. Like, this one is just there, so that way I can hold strings off to the side when I need to. But there are currently 3 clips holding the big project in place while I work. So yeah, they're super useful. Yeah, I'm hoping more people join. I suspect some people, like, I've noticed from the statistics and stuff that some people like come in and only see a little portion. They just want to get an update as to how far has the big project gotten, and then that's pretty much it. So, but I think there's other people who the hours don't work out for them, probably like West Coast California kind of stuff. The hours are just way too early, so that, you know, I get people that say that they enjoy the content, they just can't be up so early or late to watch it. So, and that's fine too. I mean, as much as I enjoy the whole live thing, I kind of get the whole notion of like there's no way I would probably be at 4 in the morning or something to watch a video like this, especially when I can watch it later, you know. So it is what it is. Oh, so basically, where the area I'm working on now is to bring these rows across. The ones that follow it are where I actually have to add the light blue. And I discovered that if I go ahead and just get this portion kind of out of the way, doing this last part down here seems to go pretty good. But I don't have enough cut string right now to be replacing it, and I didn't think you guys would appreciate seeing me like in camera and then wander off and then come back in camera. So I figured I'd work on an area that I can, and then we'll worry about adding strings next time. So yeah, thank you, Ocean Current. That's awesome. Thank you. Wait, you want to see the bigger picture? Let's see. Let's do that one. That's what it looks like for me holding it up. The thing is huge. There's well, wait, oops, that one. There we go. There's a better picture of it. Across the dining table, so yeah. So yeah. But yeah, I'm kind of impressed with like how much progress there has been. I was kinda, I don't know, after a while it seems like I'm just doing the same thing and nothing's changing, and you know, and I start to kind of question the whole, am I getting anywhere? And then so yesterday I wanted to get some photos and stuff to have for today, and yeah, that's when it started to really hit me, like, wow, there is a lot of stuff, like, way cool. Right on. I think you're like the second person I've known from New York City, so that's way cool. And for the life of me, I can't think of the other girl's name. I am originally from Detroit, but, well, the outskirts of Detroit. And now I live in Singapore, which is like halfway around the world, because when you guys are in, I think you guys are still in regular daylight time, or regular standard time, right? So there's like a 12-hour difference between Singapore and East Coast. Oh, now that she knows that, she's gonna probably use it all the time. I would totally. If you had a nickname like Ocean Current, saying hi, that means the ocean. Hell yeah. That's awesome. I don't have patience. That's the one secret, you know, like, you know, in the Avengers thing where they're like, ask Bruce Banner what is his secret, and his secret is he's always angry. For me, I have zero patience. I cannot stand that this has not been accomplished, and so yeah, it really trips me up a lot. And yeah, I don't know, it makes me crazy. Oops, that's the zoom. Things there. Hang on, we're trying to figure out technical difficulties here. So that one doesn't have it for sure. So yeah, please subscribe. I don't. Hang on, how do you chart these programs? Okay, so over on akaawol.com, my website, I have this graph paper that I've created that makes it so I can see what the strings are underneath everything. And yeah, so I mapped out all of these little squares. Then I created an image, which I don't have any longer hooked up to this. Otherwise I'd show you. I have an image that shows me the 6 of these, call them the top row of what the pattern was for each of those, right? So after that, they each repeat coming across. So there's just 6 of them, and then there's 6 counterparts to each of those. And so now at this point, I can look up where it's already accomplished and just make sure that I just follow suit, because each of the rows is offset by a certain, like, it's 6, 2, 4, 6 coming straight down. So I kind of made it offset so that way it wasn't just all the same stuff in the same rows. So that's how the magic happens. But yeah, I plotted everything out beforehand. In fact, everything in the top row has the colors starting out with blue, orange, blue, and then white. Everything in the bottom is orange, red, yellow, then the white. So the white is the center in both those parts. And by doing it that way, where they always are the same, I'm able to make any one of the patterns as long as I'm in the right row. Like in this column here, and this row here, it's these 6, the ones with like where you see the blue and the orange are really dominant. And then the next one down, it's more the orange and red that and yellow that become dominant. So yeah, that's how I do it. But yeah, there's no patience at all. Like, honestly, I so want to do some other stuff, and I know that that's like such an ADHD kind of thing, to be distracted and want to have other ideas and want to do other stuff. But in order to like keep myself on course, I don't allow myself to get other projects involved, because if I did, it could get shelved indefinitely. And but if I tell myself that I can do anything I want as soon as I'm done, I can find the motivation to kind of keep going and keep the project moving forward, which, yeah, that's kind of the whole driving force, is that I just want to go and do some other things. But after this, I want to make some pillows. I want to have this on my wall, and I want to have some really cool pillows on my couch. So when people come over, they're like, "Oh, you make stuff, huh?" So yeah, that's the plan, at least. And mind you too, like if somebody comes up with like some really good ideas of like what they need a tutorial on, I might be inclined to do that in between these two projects. But really right now, the big trick is for me to try to get this thing out of the way first, and then we'll work on that. Okay, sure, I can kind of explain it. So there's two different rows here. I wish I had the photo. I don't have the. I have images linked to the shop thing, or linked to the video, but not the one I need for this. So everything in this row starts out blue, orange, blue. That's all of these, right? And everything in the row just below it, diagonally from it, is all orange, red, yellow. White is the center of each of these. So there's what, 7 strings in each one of these diamonds. So when I designed it, I put the colors in the right sequence and then knew what the sequence coming out of it needed to be, and I could design my patterns according to that. So that's so like basically this is like the simplest pattern here, the regular straight diamond, right? So knowing how this one starts and ends, right, I could set that up. The ones that come off to the side of it, obviously the colors that are there are different sequence than the first ones, right? So I kind of worked it so that way they kind of could segment in between the two. This is like the closest to the diamond in the second version. The only difference is I let the whites come over top of the orange. I did a alpha project once. I did a bag, and I hated it. I absolutely hate alphas. With this, I can work on an area at a time, and it's kind of quick progress, you know, and I can set the strings off to the side. An alpha, it just seems like you're constantly, I don't know, it just takes so much more time. So yeah, and there's a video for the bag that I made, so you know, if you want to see what the one alpha that I did do, I made it into a small handbag, and it was way cool. I mean, and it's still actually, I think it's still in my shop, which, by the way, my shop is having a sale, so if you were inclined into something like that, our Singapore dollar is nowhere near as valuable as, say, like the US dollar, so that would be worth a whole bunch. And you can just head over to akaawol.com, and you can see right there's the shop. And yeah, that's yeah, you should check that out. But yeah, the alpha, just, I don't know, I guess because I pretty much was always doing these, it's kind of hard to try to get my mindset into doing something like that. I don't know. So weird. Yeah, I know. For like putting the picture up. Oh, I missed something. To do what? Oh, right. Yeah, that would be fun. Actually, definitely going to try to save some of the footage for that. Like when the whole thing is done, like one shorter video. And I'm planning already in my head how I'm going to do that with when I do the bags. Like because these big projects, they really just take so long that having a shorter video that kind of breaks down all the pieces in once would be way cooler. But yeah, we'll see. Number of diamond patterns. So yeah, there's six of this row, there's 6 diamond patterns, and then this row, there's a different 6. So technically, by right, there are 12. But if you count like from here, the one beneath it is always the same. This one's always the same. They're all kind of, if that makes sense. Yeah, this kind of pattern, this is a lot different from everything that you may have like kind of seen before. But yeah, this is, I don't know. I pictured how I wanted the thing on my wall. I wanted it to be really intense, like a mosaic tiles and stuff. And that's why there's as many different ones. I didn't want it to just be repeating like normal stuff. And so yeah, this is completely different than a normal endeavor. And I appreciate it. Thank you for liking it. I'm I definitely, let me see if I can find the picture. Work. All right, this is going to get really weird for a second, I think. Okay. Oh, it's working. It's not working. It's not working. Hang on. Okay. So there is the image of all of the little squares all planned out and how all the colors run underneath it. And yeah, that's how I did it. There we go. So that's how I did it. I drew out the pattern beforehand. And yeah, I mean, just like you would do with anything. And mind you, it's kind of using the same method, like and I have videos for this too, of trying to double a pattern. Like if you want to make anything double wide, right? So this kind of follows along that same line. The only thing is that each one of the diamonds, like all of these, it just starts out blue, orange, blue, you know, and then white. And so I just designed different patterns using that same exact combo. Now, mind you, if I wanted to go more complicated, this is 7. If I had made it 9, I could have gotten way, way bigger. Yeah, what I have to do is I have to put that image back into my software so I can actually toggle over and point at it and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, and kind of like what Rainbow Haze was saying, like once this project is all finished, what I do hope to do is to have a reasonable tutorial. Oh, you know what though? If you're trying to understand how the squares work, you can go to the video. I don't know what it's called now, but it was something about the big project and answering your questions. I don't remember the actual title for it any longer, but that video not only shows you the patterns and explains a bit of how I did it, but you also get to see how I started the top strings from the top, getting it going and all that kind of stuff as well. So that one might cover it better. Here I am all jacked up on Coca-Cola and the vibe of being live. So yeah. want to hit this before it gets too late. Yeah, this is a thank you to all my Patreon supporters, which a couple of the people watching here actually are. I gotta thank you guys, because without you, I don't think any of this would happen. So yeah, that's definitely appreciate everything. Let's see. Oh, is that the link to the video? Okay, so yeah, Mandy just put a link in there to the video that has shows the pattern making and shows the getting it started and stuff. But yeah, maybe when it's all said and done, then I can have a version that's like just, you know, the whole thing from start to finish. It's kind of the hard part to that is, honestly, is there is so much video footage and my computer can only save so much of it before I run into trouble. So have to figure out how to, I don't know. It might not work as well with this big, huge one, because there's obviously weeks and weeks and weeks of work here. Hello, Elizabeth. Is that from our patron? Isn't she the one that won? Is that the one that won? Is that the one from our patron? Elizabeth, are you the one that's from the patron? I hate the lag time between asking a question and like waiting for replies. Takes forever. I think you need to go check out the newsletter that we send out. You might notice something of interest in there. That's so funny that it happened right there. Yeah. 45 minutes, right? I have a timer for that stuff. Yes. Oh, that's why it came up. Yeah, you need to check out the newsletter. You're like the first person that has like, yeah, you'll see. And if you don't have the email, that's okay. The newsletter is the first of the month, and Mandy posts it on the Patreon thing as well, so you can check that out. It's still up there. Wait, do I still have? Let's see, is it this one? No. No. There it is. There's your incentive to go find the newsletter. I'll say no more. I somehow have one of the keys set incorrectly. That's why that wasn't working. Cool. So yes, I love answering the questions. I'm sorry if I'm not really good at answering them. I really do try. In my mind, the work that goes into this kind of stuff, it makes sense to me, but sometimes I have a hard time explaining it. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I do have ADHD and that my mind works at like a crazed kind of frequency, so it's very difficult sometimes to get my thoughts out clearly. So yeah. Yes, you did. There you go. You're the first person that's been like in the chats and stuff, to where I could actually kind of hint at that. Normally, if it just goes by, it goes by, and I just, you know, wait till the next month and give stuff away. So yes, you have that lovely little bracelet that I made. I dug through the box and found something that from a little while ago that was pretty cool. So yeah, I definitely hope you like it. And yeah, so, and to anybody else who's in here watching, hello, that is not part of Patreon, this is every month I give away a bracelet. At some point, if I can ever get the YouTube to be monetized, I might actually give away more than just one a month, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, once a month I give away a bracelet. It ends up in the newsletter, and then all it takes is, you know, to comment back and say, yep, that's mine. Please send it to wherever they want it sent to, because obviously they don't have to necessarily send it to themselves. They can give me an address of a good friend or something. I mean, that's always cool too. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad you're happy. That's, yes. And yeah, I realize that because I do post daily in Patreon that it might be easy to kind of ignore the notifications, but first of the month newsletter, that one, yeah, you don't miss that one. That's the important one. Mind you, okay, truth be told, there's been a couple months where the first of the month ends up being the second or the third of the month, because my wife, who puts them together for me, she has other jobs to do besides just taking care of my things. So yeah, just beginning of the month. You have work. You have, you know, you have legit jobs, all right? You take care of stuff. So yeah, it is what it is. I shoot for the beginning of the month. Yeah, debatable whether or not it's always on time, but yeah. But that's fun. I'm glad to see a happy winner. So anyways, back to the whole. So if you saw on that drawing of like where all of the patterns are, there's 6 in the top row and 6 in the other row, and they always have to be in that kind of sequence because of the way the strings are laid out. So if that makes sense. To you? Well, yeah, okay, that makes sense now. Now I know why the numbers change on Sundays, so that's cool. Oh, I just realized. So this is cool. Where's the zoom? All right, so this is, it kind of gets a little blurry zoomed in, but you can see here, orange, red, yellow, white, blue, orange, blue. But if you look up at this row up here, it's blue, orange, blue, white, yellow, red, orange. It's exact opposite. So when you do a diamond, you basically reverse all of the stuff, right? So that's the diamond here would start out with this grouping, and when you get done, you'd end up with this grouping. And that's how I get the 2 different rows to seem so different. That's my little sneaky trick. Hmm. Yes, I could. I could totally change up. So like I was saying before, in my mind, these are all numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I could totally change up the sequence altogether. I could have it go 1 through 6 and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or whatever. But I wanted, when you look at it from a distance, it sort of has that same kind of texture, like, or a pattern kind of thing, like a Louis Vuitton. And that was sort of more the angle I was kind of trying to get with something like a designer-ish. Oh, that's kind of cool. Thank you, Gothic, for waking up to my videos. That's pretty sweet. But yeah, you could, with this kind of, the way I have this pattern set up, yeah, I could put almost any of these diamonds in this row and any of the other diamonds in this row, any which way I wanted to. There's no need for the constraints that I put under it. And just the fact that I have put these like rules in place as to which one goes next, is what creates a certain kind of symmetry about the whole thing. So when you step back from it, your brain goes, wait, there's something happening here. I might not know what it is per se, but I can see if something is happening. And one of the results of that is, like I said before, this row here goes 6, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4. It's coming straight down. What I didn't expect was over here, it's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It actually comes down perfect numerical coming this direction. I didn't anticipate that, but it does. And once it got wide enough to actually see how that worked, I was like, wow, that's awesome. When you look at it from this row, this one is 1 and this one is 2, 3, 4. So it's 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4. So it repeats in a different manner coming in this direction. So yeah, there's all kinds of like crazy mathematical, yeah. Well, I've been noticing, so the Gothic Silent Lamb, she'll have to like put in her Instagram stuff, but I've been noticing you're like all across the board, like all kinds of crafts. There's needle points, there's crocheting, as well as bracelets. So like you're just full of all kinds of artsy stuffs. Plus, with the patron hangout, we've seen the fact that your room is actually like perhaps one of the most organized crafter rooms that I probably have ever seen. Yeah, that's true. It's not the same thing. I used to do needlepoint. But yes, cross stitch is different. And I should know better. My sister used to do like an embroidery, like real fancy embroidery, where you use all of the different knots, like like some little knot that turns into like a little ball and stuff. I don't know what the heck that was called, but yeah. Okay, so needlepoint is on a canvas that looks kind of like the screens you'd put in your window, like to keep the bugs out. And cross stitch is sort of more on a fabric that sort of has like little squares about it. Yeah, the cross stitch is like the canvas. You can kind of see the squares are sort of separated just nicely, and then yeah, you have to make little X's and stuff. So how did you first get into? Oh, so this girl I knew, she taught me how to do a candy stripe, and immediately I was having so much fun at making it. Like, and then one of the things that kind of bothered me is if you make candy stripes, they curl funny, and so I practiced a lot. I must have made probably almost 50 bracelets. And then I ended up going out to a concert and it was the Grateful Dead. And so like a lot of these guys all running around wearing their bracelets, and most of those like came from like Guatemala, I guess, because they're really cheap. But anyways, so a lot of these people were wearing bracelets and they were so much cooler than anything I had. So I ended up giving away most of those bracelets, but I couldn't figure out how all those people had bracelets with patterns, and I didn't have any money left to buy anything and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. Not long after that, I was laying in bed and like late at, when I say late at night, it was like stupid late at night, like 4 a.m. And all of a sudden I envisioned that, hey, you know, if I tie that knot backwards, the candy stripe would go the other direction. Ooh, that got me all excited and stuff. So the next morning, like 7 a.m., I'm jumped up and I grabbed string and I tried it in the other direction, and almost immediately recognized the possibility of being able to create patterns with it. And it wasn't until a friend wanted me to remake her bracelet that she'd had for many years that I actually learned the other two knots. I couldn't figure out how her bracelet worked. It just did not make any sense. And then while I was trying to sort it out, it hit me. So that's like, I when I took on the job, when I told her, yeah, I had no problem. I was so confident like I could do anything. And lo and behold, I still produced it on time like I said I would. But in the process, I learned how to do even more. And that opened up to like zigzags and opened up to probably one of my favorite patterns. Here. This thing sits on my desk, so this is one of my favorite patterns that I've ever had. And wow, the camera just does not like those colors. But what I liked about this one was the shape of this is the same exact shape of this, so it's like a yin-yang. And that was having something nice and symmetrical, really. That was my big thing. Right? Okay. So I'm not the only one that, yeah, see, mind you, for most of the knotters today, they all got their stuff from either like watching YouTube or one of the other bracelet making sites and stuff, you know. I don't know. Because I had to use my imagination, because I had to work it out myself, the connection that I have to the knots. And mind you, like I said, I was so eager to try to make the bracelet not do the curl that you get when you do the candy stripe, that I actually got really good at getting my tension really spot on. And that's why I can work on this like so far away from the clip and not have it getting all wonky and wavy and stuff. Because you can see from like this one, yeah, it's pretty flat. And mind you, once I wash this and then dry out flat, it will be really super flat. What are you guys doing? Like, I'm not sure how far back I have to read to see where you guys... Chasing with somebody with a needle is you're just being a prick. Yes, yes, most of my patterns are developed myself. Or, okay, so like there are some, you want to give me that bundle of bracelets hanging on the thing? So sometimes, I might see something like on Instagram and instantly I can pull this one. I saw something like this on Instagram and immediately fell in love with it and was like, I got to make that. And so I can count how many strings there are on a given pattern, and then use my graph paper. Like I said, over on my website, Awol, there's graph paper for bracelets, and then I will sit there and I will work it out. And sometimes it comes out exactly like I saw on Instagram. Sometimes it comes out different. Either way, I've created something for me to work on. And sometimes I'll make several versions of it because I want to try different color combinations. But yeah, I like coming up with my own stuff. It just feels a little bit more personal that way than to just go get a pattern, you know? So that one I was showing you, the one that I think is like pretty much one of my favorite patterns, that one was really, really early on. So the story I was saying where I learned how to do the knot that zigzags, that pattern, it came in from a chevron and then went to like a zigzag and then had this sort of thing here towards the middle, but the outer part was just breaks away into a chevron. And when I saw this piece, I said that you could easily have a counterpart to that piece. And so I made a pattern specifically to have that in there. And then later on, because it wasn't quite long enough to be a nice bracelet, I put the diamond in between and discovered how much I really love when the pattern does this. And that was like my real early designing a pattern kind of thing. And yeah, that was like, it's still one of my favorite patterns to do. You can do a lot of what did everybody like to call that when you work on a segment knotting? Okay, so you can work on an area at a time, and because it has a nice kind of clean row to it, you can accomplish chunks and feel like you made major accomplishments, which I really like. That helps keep I think part of doing stuff like this is keeping your morale high. Like if you can get excited about, oh, look how far I've come, then it's easier to pick it up and do it another day. If you don't feel like you're getting anywhere, then I could see where that could set into like a depression where you just don't feel like coming to the table and doing stuff any longer, right? So like that was 2 weeks to go between there and there. And in my mind, I think that's a pretty big chunk of space. But, I don't know, maybe it's I try to spin it positively in my head just so I can get more done. So, and I have no idea how to say your name, Foyo. Is it Phil? Okay. Hello, Phil. Oh. Okay, I didn't see that part. Hello, Phil. Hello, eyes in the hands of art. Hello. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, I've been making bracelet work since '87, and you know, I mean, yes, okay, so having all those years in the bag kind of gives you the confidence to go ahead and do a big project. But I'll be honest, I really think like in my first year, I could have taken on a project like this had I had some of the tools like the graph paper that's now on my website. The back when I first drew up that kind of graph paper, I was using regular plain old, you know, buy it in the tablet kind of graph paper where it's that light color blue that doesn't show up from when you do a Xerox. And then I used a fine point marker and drew out the whole thing and then got it big enough to actually put onto a copy machine. And to come up with patterns, I actually had to color it in with color pencil. So that was sort of, yeah, it was a lot trickier, especially if you made a mistake, you had to start back over. So yeah. Wait, I missed something and suddenly, oh, thank you for change. Okay. Do I have an idea? So I'm hoping that the big project is done before Christmas. That's honestly, that's my whole big driving thing, is to have it done before Christmas. I don't know if I can. I don't have a ruler handy. I know that this is not 30 cm from the top to the lower point here yet. And the whole thing is supposed to be 60 cm by the time it's done. But the one thing that's really got me not knowing how long it'll take is the next row that I add, I have to change up so many of the strings. They're like, if you look at like the length of these blue ones here, they're so short. Oh, whoops. I left on the wrong thing. So the blue ones here are so short, that gets changed up almost immediately here. But by the time you get down to this bottom corner here, move this back a little bit. When you get down to here, a whole bunch of strings all of a sudden need to be changed. And that part gets really fiddly and difficult. So yeah, once we get into that row, my time frame will probably become a little bit easier. We'll see. Yes, it's more than just a drag. For me, the biggest problem is like I can sit here and like even just the couple things I've done here tonight, right? Build up a nice little chug of momentum. But when you have to then get up and go get string to bring over to add it, it really takes some of that momentum away from you. And yeah, a drag is for sure. It is totally a drag. Oh, you haven't tried using the bot thingy? Okay. Which one? The Dave Chappelle thing? Yes. No, this is not going to be a gift. This is going to be something for myself. I want to hang it up on my living room wall and basically like a great big artsy thing, you know. And like right now we have a big mirror that's about this size up on our wall. That's where it kind of got the whole thing started. And so now I want to hang it up on the wall and just kind of, well, let's put it this way. I'm getting older, and as I'm getting older, the chances of making something this big probably, you know, another 10 years from now probably would never happen, right? Hands start to go and the eyesight starts to go, that kind of stuff. So I want to have something that's like shows what I was capable of. And that's why I went to like such great lengths to make it, you know, mathematically intense and make the patterns so whatever. And when I started out, like I did have to actually kind of look at the pattern, but obviously since it repeats itself, I pretty much have all these things kind of memorized now. So yeah. And yeah, this is my, like, this is what I can do kind of happy thought, you know. Mind you, after I do this, I also want pillows. Like, so this is going to be up above, how I'm picturing this in my mind is this goes up above my couch, and then on the couch is a bunch of pillows of other patterns that I like. That's something I should actually, since a lot of you guys are gals and you guys have probably better fashion taste than myself, part of me wants to be super crazy eclectic and get like some of the pillows would be neon colors and wacky patterns and stuff. And then part of me says maybe I should tone that down and keep to a nice limited color palette. And then that way, like the whole thing's all kind of ties together. So I'm not really sure like which way I should go with it. Switch to 3D printing. I've actually been thinking about doing some 3D printing. I think it would be fun. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah. Wacky, crafty, and funky. I love it. Yeah, if you can make, so if you can make a double wide bracelet, if you can take a regular pattern and double it, right? You basically have the beginnings of doing big projects. Essentially, this one is 54 bracelets wide, I think. Wait, 9 times 6, right? So yeah, 64 bracelets wide. So if you're, you know, and this is the biggest thing I've ever made, by far. So yeah. So okay, you've got printers. Question: can the stuff that you make go into a fish tank? Because the one thing I think it would be really super fun is I have these little teeny tiny shrimp that are just the cutest little things, and if I had a 3D printer, I would make like a circus, like the 3-ring in the center, and then like the little guy with the hoop and stuff, and let my shrimp run around that. I think that would be fun. Okay, how many strings? It's 865 strings. 64 times, yeah, 8. I had to actually think about that one. Yes. And so far, it's 308 skeins into this thing so far. And I have to cut up some more strings here so that way I can add the blues for this. Which, mind you, when I calculated out how many skeins I needed to do the whole thing, it was just over 900. And I think I actually didn't count right because the blue gets used for that. Yeah, I could easily be amused for days watching shrimp jumping through hoops and doing things. So yeah. But then how do you color it? How do you make the circus not just be in, plastic gray or white or whatever the printer does? Like how would you get the red and the white and all the other pretty colors and stuff that a circus should be? Oh, and speaking of fish tanks, you guys can't see it, but Mr. Reddington is still with me in the office. He's right over here. And he's just got a little teeny tank next to me. And you might not know this, but his name got to be Mr. Reddington because he had shrimp in there with him and he killed them all like a little murderer. So he got that from is that Netflix? Yeah, from the Netflix series. Blacklist. Yeah, I have a 50-gallon in the other room that I think there's somewhere in my channel you might be actually able to find a video on it. But I made it so that way all the hardware is completely out of sight, and not by just covering it up with like plants like some people do. What I did was I put a mirror in the fish tank about 2 inches from the back, and that's where all the hardware runs. And then underneath the gravel there's like an undergravel filter that pulls all of the water through the gravel and up the back to get filtered out, and then my filtration pours the water back into the side where the fish are, and that cycle keeps the whole thing really super clean and keeps you from being able to see all of anything that's makes the tank run. So it's all you can basically focus on are the fish themselves. Oh yeah, that would be really cool with the rings. That's fun. Yeah, so yeah, obviously the whole doing a circus tent thing, that's been an idea of mine for a while. And it's so funny, you like come here for bracelets and leave with new inspiration for doing other wacky stuffs. Oh, if you want to go with another wacky idea, if you got so you have the printer, right? You can probably print out some of the pieces. Like what I wanted to do is I wanted to take ping pong balls, paint them gray, and put little nubs on them, and then take a big model ship and kind of cut away and put that into the tank, because there is something called an iridescent shark and red-tailed sharks, and they're freshwater little fish that look relatively evil. And if you had the right kind of boat, you could kind of do the whole Finding Nemo where the fish are friends not food scene, and you could have like little mines floating in the water out near the ship and have like holes and let the sharks come swimming in and out of it. It would be so cool. But yeah, more stuff that well, good. I can use a disrupted flow every once in a while. I have so many ideas, so many things I want to do, and there's just so much time and so much money on the earth. So not everything will get accomplished, but if I can inspire somebody to put together some really cool stuff, then that totally rocks. Yeah. Well, especially when you look at the prices for like the bigger ships and stuff. Mind you, I'd have to go back and watch Finding Nemo to find out what kind of ship it was that was sunk, because that would kind of add to it a little bit, because I'm sure that I would have just picked up whatever model I could find, and people would be like, well, you know, that's a frigate, not a destroyer, you know. So there's always those fun people in the world. I used to have some wrecked ships, but they were like sailing like the old wooden kind in my fish tank. Hey! In case you guys didn't know, Magic 8 Ball works over here, so you can ask Magic 8 Ball silly questions. It's stupid fun. Yeah, hey, we should find out, is the bot gonna let me have a spinny thing? You really went the pen. Can't believe you guys asked the bot last week. This should be good. All right. Well, there you go. I'd buy a ticket based on that. You guys are cracking me up. Oh, and I'm pretty sure our new people will appreciate my awesome bottle. It's from Little Gamers, a web comic that I read. So I'm stoked that you're here too. You're making me think of all kinds of other fun stuff. Let's see. That's a tough one, huh? I love the little facial expressions that go with it. I like, wait, what did she say at the beginning? Oh, okay. So if you're wondering how I'm keeping track of like which one goes next, along this row, it's every fourth one is whatever. So like this square that I'm working on will be this one. Yeah, if I'm not convinced that I have everything right, I can also check to make sure that it's this one here straight up above. So yeah. Hey, Riley made it. Hello. Yes. Wait. Show you a big picture. That's the progress. Versus 2 weeks ago where I was there. So yeah, it's like mad progress. Wait, what did the bot do now? Oh, look, that's so good. Wait, you asked should you get the tattoo for Halloween. Maybe you should just get the tattoo just because you want the tattoo. Let's try that one. Yeah, it's coming along relatively quickly. I mean, let's see. If I take this clip off, the end is right there. So yeah, there's not that much. Like, there's light at the end of this tunnel. That's what I keep telling myself, at least. Oh, it was fun. We had fun that night. So for everybody who's not on Patreon, what Riley's talking about is that once a month I do a kind of meetup with my patron people, and we do a Google Hangout. It's a little private thing that we can all just hang out and chat, and I can answer questions. Guys can actually show me your work and whatever. So it's totally different from this aspect where you guys can only type at me. So yeah, it's kind of one of the new things I have with my Patreon over there. So yeah. An 8-ball tattoo, that would be awesome. I'm picturing like what would you, like, obviously you'd make it look lifelike and stuff, but what would you have as the answer on it, or would you leave it sort of blank like you're waiting for it to float back up to the thing? That would be dope. The banner? Which banner? Is that on your YouTube channel, or is that on? I don't know where. Hang in there for a second. Eyes in the hands art. I think you just stunted her for a second there. Ooh. And I grabbed that wrong. Hang on. Do you have a banner on your thing? Did you see the question? Oh. All right. Okay. So. So okay, eyes in the hands of arts. We don't know what you're talking about. Like if you're talking about her YouTube channel or whatever. If so, maybe. Riley, how long? We were just talking about this earlier. My hope is to have it done before Christmas. The sooner the better. The sooner I can get it done, the happier I'll be, because I want to get on to some of the other ideas. Because obviously the longer I'm working on this, the more time I've had to come up with like really cool ideas of other things I'd like to try. So yeah. But yes, my wife is absolutely an amazing kumi maker, so it's really possible that wherever you're seeing the kumi thing, that might actually be true, because she is amazing. Most of my loops and my bracelets and stuff are all because she made it. I can show you, like, This thing's focus enough? Yeah. So all my bracelets have really fun kumis, and for whatever reason my camera's not focusing great on it. Yeah, let's show this. So like, yeah, all kinds of awesomeness. Oh, this is a good example. Yeah, she made the rope and these killer loops. So yeah, totally awesome. So yes, you had. Oh. Yeah, I can't actually say I know what your channel looks like, so. So I did a video about my loops, and if that would probably be one of the videos I would probably recommend you go to see about kumis, because the one thing that I teach about the kumis that you don't really see anywhere else is you have this disc, right? If the first two strings are supposed to cross, if you tie them in a knot, just a little, like I think it's called a reef knot, basically like square knot, that just right. If you tie the first two strings in a knot, you can do the whole kumi, and then tie the last two strings into a knot. It will actually keep the whole thing from coming unraveled. You can set it down. You can do whatever you want to it. You can turn it into a bracelet. You can do all kinds of whatever without it coming undone. When you look at all this traditional stuff, they don't do the knot. I don't know why. It's just not there. So I definitely recommend that, because it just saves you so much headache. Because otherwise you're trying to like keep all the strings up tight to be able to get your bracelet started. And then yeah, it's just not, I don't know. You'll have to take a look at that video. I think it's something like 6 ways to start a bracelet or something. I don't know. I know I come up with these titles and then I can never remember what it is afterwards. Yeah, she's really good at the kumis. Like, mind you, I don't know a whole lot of people that do kumis, or at least, you know, like seen so much of their work, because obviously I've made her do a lot of work. Well, I didn't really make you, right? I requested a lot of work. Don't want to make it sound like got a Chinese labor camp or something. Mistakes that are still in it, or mistakes that I've taken out and fixed? Would be I have mistied a few things, but I have not left any mistakes in. Everything is exactly how it should be. Yeah, okay, I can do a video on that. We did for the longer version, but yeah, she's talking about the video shorts, the 1 minute video thing. So yeah, that's easy enough. Yeah, we'll definitely do some kumis in the future then, because I mean, it's really not my expertise, but yeah, having my wife be able to add content to the channel, that sounds kind of awesome. I can do the camera work and stuff. It was just little things. Like one of the ones that got me was this particular diamond has the white dots in it, and I got kind of a ways around and realized that, oh, I didn't put the dot into it. Didn't take me that long to take it apart. I have a needlepoint needle, which is relatively blunt and just has a little bit of string on the end in case I drop it. I can find it easier. And it makes quick work of untying knots. Nothing too crazy. I didn't get like huge distance away from, you know, where it was, or, you know. Mind you, I'm, like I was saying before, like this one is this one as well as this. I double check and look a lot to make sure that I'm exactly where I need to be, doing exactly what I need to be doing to make sure that there aren't any mistakes. Because yeah, this is going to be hanging in my home. If somebody came over to my house and was like, oh, it's really nice, but why is this one different? It would be as bad as a dead pixel on your TV screen. It's just one of those things where, sure, you can kind of live with it, but man, is it annoying. Well, there you go. Somewhere, I don't know where, I even have them where they're on like there's a long tail, and it actually connects to one of my clips. So yeah, that was a thing for a while, having the big, like these great big clips and having a string with the needle on it. And like, it wasn't just a string, it was this really nice kumi that, you know, the wife made, and it attached onto the clip so it couldn't go far. And that was on, which one is the picture of the clipboard? That one. Oh, why is it not? So yeah, that used to be on the one that says not just knots on the left hand side. That was but over time the string got frayed and it finally died away. Of the Karen Celtic, which is what I'm dying to know what a Karen Celtic is. Critic. Oh. Magnets. Well. Ouch. Yeah, that works really good if you're on tiled floor. I can imagine, though, that doesn't work if you're on carpet. Mind you, we have tiles, so... But, yeah. And yeah, I don't have any needles that don't have string in it, so I have not had the problem of trying to search with magnets or whatever else, because, you know, and I know you guys that make bracelets and stuff, guys make keychains and all these other things. Like, why wouldn't you make something like this? Is just like a pretty wimpy macrame that's in this one. But why not make yourself the picking out needle, you know, in the most decorative, awesome tail you could do? Well, using a magnet to search for needles is smart though, because obviously it'll stick. Most of them, I guess. Is there any needles that wouldn't? They don't make aluminum needle, right? Or stick. Wait, did I read this right? You found a needle in your yard because you were quilting out in the yard? Like, I'm having a hard time envisioning somebody actually working in the yard. Like, yeah, wow. I guess that'd be kind of fun. I guess, well, I used to do knotting outside, so yeah. I'm completely curious as to what inspiration you would get from watching me nodding that would make you want to 3D print something. Like, what might you create having seen this? That could be fun. Okay, that makes sense. Having a needle minder that still drops anyways. Cool. Anyone else find that keeping their nails? Yes, well, my nails aren't terribly long, but long enough that, you know, I can grab and pick at stuff. So yes, I would say that's true. Back when I started, I probably didn't have much for nails. Used to chew on my nails kind of a lot. But having rough edges were like problem with touching the strings, so then I started filing, and then like that kind of got me away from chewing my nails. So yeah. Why are some names blue in the chat? Oh, the blue ones are the mods. Is it mod? Moderator. Yeah. They're like the bosses. Wonder what color I am. I don't get a color. He's not as special. Well, I think it's just yellow. Oh, no. I was going to say, I think it's just yellow when you type in akaawol, but you just did it and it's orange. So, yeah. Wow, cool. See, the hard part about that is, though, that my keyboard is so far away. Like, it's not even easy. It's just easier for me to talk. Mind you, my spelling is so bad, it's just still easier that I talk. That was not one of the subjects I did well in school. So, yeah, this is kind of chucking along right here, isn't it? Cool. Yeah, I see the red orange. Yeah, I don't think it did the whole like mentions and stuff before I put in the whole robot thing there. So Debbie did. I'm dying to see where somebody goes with that one. Roses are red, mods are blue, seaweed is green. And what? You guys are too much fun. So yeah, I haven't done a whole lot of cross stitch. Well, no, I barely done cross stitch. I have done needlepoint and I have done embroidery, but cross stitch is a little bit. That's cute. The 8-ball is grumpy. That's awesome. Yeah, I did an embroidery that took me almost 4 months, and I barely had it maybe a month before it got stolen. It absolutely broke my heart. It was a blue jean jacket with a dragon that I embroidered onto the back of it, and the dragon's head was down the far down the back, and the tail was up near my shoulders. And yeah, I got stolen. Oh. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, so we're almost to a point, like this is almost like a whole segment, because there's like 6 of these rows per segment. So yeah. Yeah, it was pretty heartbreaking. Whatever. So out there, somebody obviously appreciated it enough to want to steal it from me. Whatever. See if I can turn this. Hey. Actually, I just realized I can like replace where the board sits, make it easier to show where I'm at. No, don't kick their butt. That was, oh my god. Let's see what year that would be. That would have been probably 86, like right before learning how to do bracelets. So yeah, probably around 86. So I'm gonna guess that the jacket probably has seen better days by now. So any dragons you see might be not mine. Take a picture of it, and then I'll be able to tell you immediately if it was. Because I remember that thing so vividly. Months and months of working on it. Staying up to like 4 in the morning. And, yeah. Speaking of jackets with interesting designs, I did a Steal Your Face from the Grateful Dead on the back of a friend's jacket, painted it with acrylics. When the Grateful Dead came to town, he happened to be wearing that jacket and was driving a taxi, and got so excited about having a couple of the guys in the car that he had to show off his jacket, and he's all excited and stuff. And he ended up driving them to the wrong hotel, and felt so bad about it. He ended up finally driving him to the right hotel and didn't charge him or anything because of all the time that was wasted. But he showed my artwork to the actual Grateful Dead, so yay. All right. Actually, true story about the dragon jacket. I wore it once out with some friends. We went to like an arcade slash bar, like whatever. They wouldn't let me wear the jacket into the bar because they were afraid that it was like they called it colors, like a gang thing. So yeah. And now that I have a gang, it's like, bah. Hey, somebody just got a t-shirt. Thank you. Who's AS? I don't know who AS, but awesome. Well, thank you. Did it pop up on the screen like it's supposed to? Wow. Well, that's awesome. Somebody got one of my shirts. So I'm going to have to figure out why, but supposedly stuff... Oh, is this... Okay, well, thank you. It's supposed to pop up on the screen when, like, somebody buys something. I have a whole thing, like, dedicated to it. But I haven't been able to test it. And, yeah. Wow, well, thank you. I love the notion, like, having... like cool stuff like that. I think it's awesome. I too am getting some of the t-shirts, so I hope to in the near future be able to proudly like wear the merch myself. So right, like that's where I go with AS, right? People over here in Singapore would have no idea what that is. But, yes. That's one of the few things I do actually miss from the US. Favorite Grateful Dead song? No. I just like how relatively chill they are. Like the first one that comes to mind is the driving the train high on cocaine, but I guess like my favorite, like if I was gonna like have somebody listen to it, would be the throwing stones. Like that's like they were trying so hard to send the message that the world needs to be a better place, and I really like that song a lot. That sounds kind of dope. The hoodies for sure, because it's a lot more cold there than it would be here. I've considered getting a hoodie just because it'd be fun to have at like the movie theaters, but I kind of have a jacket already that sort of rolls up into like this little ball. So I kind of have a hard time actually fathoming having something for cold weather when basically I barely even go to the movies anymore. Riley's leaving? Okay. Hopefully she doesn't have to run all over campus like that one time. The special effects stuff is so cool. Like, is that a person with like a crown thing on their head? So, is all of the Adult Swim programming available via the internet? Because before I was getting it via Comcast, which I'll be damned if I'm going to fucking throw another penny at Comcast. Is that what it's supposed to be? Is it supposed to be a heart, though? I'm so confused. Channel 9. Wait, where in Michigan? Cool. But now I want to know where in Michigan, because if you're in the Detroit area, that would have been Channel 9. I used to watch a bit of that, because they were a little bit more liberal when it came to what they could show. I remember teenage boy watching Monty Python on the Canadian channel, because occasionally you'd get to see girls wearing less than everything. Much of Canada is superior, including a lake, if I recall properly. Hey, John. "9 a.m. So here, John. That's the progress so far. So this is 2 weeks ago, and this is yesterday. Yeah, I just, because I follow Seth Green, I want to see the new robot chickens, because I think the man is a genius. Some of the funniest stuff ever on TV. That's too funny. I actually have a friend, Phil, who left the city of Detroit and now lives out in Vegas somewhere. It is Phil. That Phil. Is it? No. For real? I might be really slow on the uptake. 9 in the morning. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's right. Well, you can actually start your birthday celebrations just a little bit earlier because you have friends in a different time zone. That's the benefits of being a friend with us. Now I'm gonna have to go back and read all the comments again all over again. Yeah, so yeah, if you have a beer, go ahead and crack it, or you know. Yeah, okay. Dude, if you didn't realize it, she's smarter than I am. That's like a thing. Like that's an easy given. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. We had a lot of fun. Well, I started like, you know, the whole, wait, somebody else from, you know, those Detroit and Channel 9? Of course, you probably weren't watching hockey, but, you know. Used to watch. What the hell? Okay, who watches, any of you guys watch hockey? Because there's a guy called the Coach or something out of Canada. Yeah, I can't necessarily read all of the stuff that's going by. And it somehow never clicked, the Phil thing. Especially since you're using a completely different name from how, like what you have on Facebook. So yeah, easy for me to be baffled. Plus, I wouldn't imagine you to be the kind of person to watch a person making bracelets, so... Well, thank you. Oh, so what do you think of my lighting? What do you think of my setup? My camera's okay? Well, this camera, this one, not exactly the best, but it's working. And I haven't dropped a single frame in 2 hours of streaming, so... Kids in the Hall, yeah, that was classic. Yeah, you can get me all nostalgic and shit for the whole... Oh, does Vegas, did they legalize the consumption there like they did back in the D? Because that kind of kicks my ass. I'm in a country that would kill people for possession or dealing or whatever. I'm not even sure what the whole thing is. As soon as I leave the damn country, Michigan's like, well, he's gone. Let's go ahead and legalize this shit. Damn it. So wait, since you got a 3D printer. Oh, really? You have a 3D printer. Yeah, I can have you put together this whole circus thing. Have you send it to me, right? Yeah, that's me. I don't think ever in my life I consumed that much. That's a bit of a lightweight. Yeah, that's the thing is I don't have any files. I came up with the idea. I tried looking through like AliExpress at circus-like things, just to see if they had like little figures or whatever, like you know, like the people who make the train sets and stuff, and there was very little, if anything, actually usable. So I have no idea how to actually design things 3D to actually use a printer. You don't know. But the idea of it just absolutely gives me no ends of delight. Just picturing somebody holding the little ring, and like, because shrimp will just like climb over anything. So watching one go through the hoop would be just, I would love it. So this is pretty cool. In case nobody was noticing, I just shifted this whole thing down so I could kind of keep these rows going on a little bit further. Make it easier on myself. Yeah, the brightness, I have this light here is pretty bright, but yeah. Like, I think if it was much brighter, I think my eyes would definitely suffer for it. But yeah. I got a light coming. When is that supposed to be? When's the light back there coming? I have another light, and the technical destination of it arriving apparently is soon. But yeah, I do have something for in the background to make that kind of pop a little bit better. Yeah, so behind me is, so I'm on this little tiny room that it does is kind of, is just not good. Let's see if you can. So that's what it looks like behind me. It's kind of a mess. This here is my airline cart, which houses boatloads of string. That easel is blocking out the light that I have that's lighting up everything behind me. And then I have like some odd and ends like Shin-chan here and here. And then I got the minions, and I got my guitar. And yeah, it does need to get a little bit cleaned up, but I don't know. I have thought about that. I was thinking I would hook something into the ceiling, and the wife was like, I don't know. I've seen some videos where people do the whole green screen and they're just like floating body kind of things, and I'm not entirely sold on the look. Unless I could somehow make the background behind me like, I don't know, really cool. Like if I had your space where you have the green screen painted on the walls, like if I had that kind of space, then that would be kind of dope. Yeah. See, I just want to be able to play the guitar at period. Like right now, it's just a really pretty decoration. I do have an amp. This is my amp is right there, and it's got cool, like all kinds of special effects. So yeah, maybe one of these days, instead of like the background music that you hear, it'll be me doing crazy effects. Because that's what I like to do. I like to just make crazy, weird sounds with it. Is Rocksmith, is that like Guitar Hero? And did Rainbow Haze just suddenly realize it's her birthday somewhere else? Just like smoke them if you got them. I actually want to add another camera so that way I can occasionally give you guys glimpses of my wife, who is, you know, pretty much giving me all kinds of side glances and hysterical whatevers. All right, on. The magic 8 ball says that, yeah, slashed. So, okay, wait. Rocksmith, is that on PlayStation or computer or what? Hey! Magic 8 ball gone all flirty and shit. God damn. Well, now I'm gonna have to look up that game. I tried a subscription to. There was another thing for like learning how to play guitar, like you would see it on the screen or whatever, and you know play it or whatever. I forget what the hell it was called, but I wasn't motivated enough to use it enough to make it worth the subscription. And it's a one-time purchase, or you have to be subscribed to it? It's hilarious. I like discover it's my buddy, and then like suddenly the whole conversation's like, forget everybody else. I feel slightly bad about that. Huh? I know, right? So to the other viewers, you guys can still talk and chat. Four weeks worth of online classes? Really? How, Gothic, how did you win 4 weeks of classes? Yeah, I'm Why wouldn't you want, if you have a chance to learn something completely new, why wouldn't you go do something completely? I mean, I get the whole learning techniques you don't know how to do, but like I convinced my friend Keith once that we should go join up in this adult education thing for computers, and we get there and they ended up trying to teach us how to use a keyboard. It was the most completely useless thing ever. I basically sat through 2 of the classes before giving up, because it was just like, now we'll teach you how to use a printer, but don't actually send a page to it. And then the printer lights up as everybody sends it the page. "2014. Cool." So something, conversations are sweeping all over the place, but that's awesome. Wait, so where did you win the classes through? How? Oh. Yeah, I've never won anything through the McDonald's thing, so yeah, congrats on that. Wow. And yeah, I'm totally gonna look up the whole game thing, so that's going to be a thing. I just wrote that down. That was what I paused there for a second ago. Yeah, that's really cool. Nah, it's all good. It's good to hang out with you again. I mean, damn. Once upon a time, we used to see a lot more of each other. So yeah. But you guys start making them big bucks so you can get a really nice crib, swimming pool, all that shit. So that way when I come to the States, me and the wife, we got a place to hang out and stay. Yeah, actually, so you know about these printers and stuff. I saw one that's supposed to be able to double a 3D printer as well as like a cutter. Like you could use it to make the vinyl decals and stuff like that. I thought that might be something I might want. Mostly because I think I'd like to try that whole like engraving thing where you dip the metal down into like whatever acid and it eats away whatever like is exposed. Nah, I think it actually cut with like the little razor thing, but maybe it's a laser. I don't know. But it's supposed to be able to print and cut stuff, so it was like able to do more than just one thing. Right. Because, okay, so what I saw, and sorry everybody that this has suddenly became very non-bracelet, was if you have like this in copper and you stick the vinyl over top of it and it's been cut and whatever, then you can dip the whole thing into this acid for a couple hours. When you pull it out, you rinse it and then you peel off the vinyl, and everywhere where the vinyl was, it's all nice and it's just plain old metal, but everywhere where the vinyl wasn't is now etched in really nice and deep. So I thought like doing my logo like this right here, right into the clip, would be kind of dope, because I don't know who these people are, don't care. They're, you know, they get a little bit of time in my videos because it's there like that. So Hip and DoorDash are the names of food delivery? DoorDash sounds like the game that we used to do it as kids. You know, you ring the doorbell and run like hell. No? But Canadians are much more polite, so of course theirs would be a much nicer thing. Yeah, so can an engraver, can that go into metal? Could I like literally burn my name into something like that? I thought they only worked into wood. Yeah. Yeah, DoorDash does not sound like food delivery. I'm sorry. That's Uber Eats. I know that one. Well, Uber got bought up by Grab over here, so we don't have Uber anymore. But we have Grab, and we have what, Gojek and Food Panda. Yeah. Uber got bought up. Oh, Deliveroo, that was the other one. And Just Eat, there's another one. That doesn't sound friendly or anything else. Just eat. Like, Jesus, that's not that's right? That's like what a mother tells her child, like when he's like, I don't want the vegetable, just eat. It does not. I don't know. Here I am critiquing companies that obviously make, thousands and millions of dollars and stuff, but like, I don't know. Maybe, maybe I've done the whole thing wrong and I've been too nice. It should be, meaner names or something weird for my channel. Uh, Man, does that bring up some memories and mental images there. Oof. Eat your food. Yep. Okay, you want to hear my $1 million idea? I want to create a Indian dating service, right? Mainly centered around the Hindus, and it's called Connect the Dots. Right. Dots. And the crowd goes silent. Chirp, 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 chirp. Yeah, it's surprising how much pain a kid can actually go through and hear that, and actually I can remember. Yes, crickets. Nobody got my have an appreciation for my Indian humor. It's not though. They actually have the spots, right? They have the thing. So yeah. It's not racist. It's just based on a religious thing, which probably makes it completely wrong, but hey. Hey, Trisha, what the heck are you doing up so late? What the heck am I doing up so late? So to those that don't know, my shop over on akaawol.com, the majority of the photos there are from Trisha. She is my photo go-to person. Okay, Phil, good seeing you. Hopefully we can do this again next time. Yeah, was it last week? Last week, I think I went into a little bit of overtime, went past. I usually try to kill it around midnight, but I went later and we were having fun and it seemed kind of cool. So this week I kind of didn't plan on trying to kill it off. So, and the computer seems to be working fine, not dropping any frames or anything. So yeah, that's why it's so late. That's funny timing. That wasn't me, that was my bot that printed that, so. Yeah, that's gonna look cool. Yes, it is my big project. This is how it looks today. Well, this was taken yesterday afternoon. So there's a bunch of progress on it. And that's what it looked like 2 weeks ago. But yes, this is my very, very big project. It's 141 cm wide. What's the font champ doing? What is it? That's the width. It'll be coming downwards. Will be 60 cm, give or take. That one's a bit more flexible. It's already 141 wide. What are those? Okay, Gothic, you got my curiosity. What is a... Oh, that's the string that changes color, right? think I saw somebody type something like that in a recent Instagram. There we go. Another one done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not bad, right? For an evening's worth of work. Oh. The cryptoids or whatever that is? Cryptids? What is? I'm confused. I think it's maybe something I saw on Instagram, but I'm not really remembering exactly. It's weird that I like I've seen it once before, but I don't know what it was referring to. Okay, so maybe I got the wrong idea from when I saw the post. Maybe okay. I'm trying something. Hang on. Working. Yeah, so I was supposed to have like things that pop up on the screen when like certain events happen, like the t-shirts and whatever. And for whatever reason, I can't seem to fix it, and I don't know why. And now I absolutely know what I'll be doing tomorrow afternoon. So yeah. Wow. So how big of projects are we talking about? Are we talking about a yard wide? Are we talking like what's the scope of this thing? That's pretty good size. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. Oh, so what was your guys' take on the music? Could you tell there was music in the background? Is it too quiet or is it okay? Hey, that just happened. That was awesome. I think I know what's wrong. Cool. That's the merch. Oh. I'm missing something. Where is that thing? That's what's wrong. I'm missing one of the alerts. I have the merch alert, not the other one. Ah ha ha, I figured it out. Yay. Yeah, earlier I was kind of concerned because I was playing music kind of louder and the mic was picking it up, and I was afraid that I was going to have this whole thing all screwed up. But no, yay. Is that about the number of hours in the day? Yeah. If there were more hours in the day for me, I suspect I would find that much more time to procrastinate and daydream and not get the things done that I'm supposed to. So, yeah. I already scold myself for not doing as much as I should when with the time that I have. More hours, just more time to be mean to myself. Phil, you came back? You don't expect any. Oh, okay. Cool. Welcome back. Wait, you're not like typing that while on a motorcycle, are you? Phil's got like a really badass motorcycle. Kind of hoping that he's at least in the car version. Right. There, now you guys are all a witness of me being a good boy and taking my meds like I'm supposed to. Which normally I would take considerably earlier than this, but I've been busy playing and suddenly realized that, oh, I better do that. Oh, I just saw a video of this cat and it was eyeing a glass of water and it's like looking into it and it's like all intense. And I thought for a moment there the cat was going to like figure out that there's water in the glass and like put its head in it or something stupid. But no, it grabbed hold of the napkin underneath the glass, gives it a good yank, and sends the glass of water like all over everything. And you can see this guy's like scurrying so quick to try to get his computer, his laptop and stuff out of the way of this sudden mess of water. Like, wow. Terrible, mean, rotten kitties. Everybody's so quiet. Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. Yeah, I I'll be the first to say I think cats are cute and they're a lot of fun and stuff. I can't imagine having one again. Just too there's just so much work, and I feel in order to have a cat you have to have time for it and stuff, and I think with all my string and all the hours I put into this kind of stuff, I don't think I'd give the cat the kind of attention it deserves. So yeah, right. I think I was telling you before, I used to have two cats, a big one and a one that was sort of dwarfed or whatever. The little one used to sleep on this tiny octagon fish tank I had, and because the light was warm and the water, the water has a heater and stuff to it, so they used to cuddle up on top of that. It was the cutest thing ever. Yeah, but with cats, it's never. I don't know. I feel like you can't really set routines or anything. They want attention when they feel like it. You try to give them attention when they don't feel like it, and they'll just kind of shoot it down and whatever. Yeah, if you have multiples that can play with, spend the time with each other, I guess that's good. Still, there's no way I could let him in this room. There's just no way. Too much computer wires, too many strings. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, I suspect the biggest problem about routines is me. I, because of my ADHD, I struggle to keep with my own routines. Um, Even though I know, like getting up first thing in the day and doing the exercise and doing the yoga stretches and all that kind of stuff, I know that it'll make me feel better and make me more productive. And yet still I find it so difficult to get that done first thing in the day. It's like the hardest thing for me. So yeah, that's it's not just that what they can do, it's knowing myself. And that's the important part, right? Is knowing what you're capable of or what you're not capable of. And for me, like I can stick with projects, I can do you know, I can eat the same lunch every day. I can do all kinds of things, but I'm really not good with routines, and I'm not good with accepting, like, if they spoiled this project, I would lose my mind. I would be so devastated. Nice. Yeah, I don't know anything about ASD. I know that periodically that gets people compare that to ADHD and stuff in whatever ways, but I don't know enough about it. But I know that I'm only just now kind of getting treated for the whole ADHD thing, and now that I'm like watching memes and watching videos and stuff about it, like, oh, that's a thing, like that would explain, you know, some of my life away right there. So yeah, I don't I'm medically diagnosed and taking meds for a condition that I know very little about and that I've had my entire life. So go figure. Yeah, see, that's how back when I lived in the US, back when I had the apartment, that's what I had. I had a 2-bedroom apartment, and one room was completely off limits, but that had a computer back in that day. Man, that feels like a lifetime ago. Holy crap, that was the 90s. Yeah, I could see if you like getting routines, if you could do routines easily, that would be, wow. I can't imagine how, you know, if I could become productive. Oh man. Like, okay, so this evening, working here with you guys and having like people to chat with, I've gotten a whole lot done. Earlier today, I couldn't put together enough, I don't know if it's serotonin or dopamine or whatever, to get my brain kick-started to get more than one row done. That was about all I could do. Talking mental stuffs. So you dropped off the people to the ball game? What time is it there anyways? What time you got, Phil? Guessing 10? No. There is so much lag time between when I talk and when everything else happens, like for the, like when you guys get it and then your guys' response back. 10 a.m. Yay! I guessed that. Will you? Mad skills. All right. Well, it's 1 o'clock here in the morning, and I have plans for tomorrow because, yeah, I'm going to spend some time hanging out with a friend. So, yeah, I think we're going to wrap this up. It's been a heck of a lot of fun. Thank you for everybody, especially you guys that have stuck around for so long. That was awesome. Yeah, so we'll be back again next week. Wow. So yeah, thank you everybody. Especially thanks to my Patreon supporters. You guys keep the whole channel thing going. So I can't thank you guys enough. You know, it's really, I would have given up a long time ago if not for Patreon. So all right, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully I'm done with this whole row thing. We'll see how that goes, but all right, I will talk to you guys later.